When you're looking for Whirlpool innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified Whirlpool appliances save you energy and money and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Today we're going to be talking about movies. We'll be talking about the life and times of Robin Williams and Lauren Bacall. You can call in 436-ME-TV, option 11. Back in a moment. Today is the Spotlight on Entertainment. You can call in at 436-ME-TV, option 11, and talk to our guests today about some of these films that we're going to review and talk about the life and times, of course, of Robin Williams and Lauren Bacall. Robin Williams died at the age of 63 on August the 11th, of course. He died via suicide. The reports that came out of Tiburon, California, north of San Francisco there in the San Francisco Bay Area, was that he actually had hung himself. Now, this came after he found out, apparently, and we found this out through his wife because she sent out a Twitter about his condition. He had found out that he had the early stages of Parkinson's disease. Of course, we all know for the better part of 3 or 4 decades he had battled alcoholism and drug abuse, and he starred in many movies and films, and of course he was a great comedic one of the best comedians, of course, across the globe. He starred in so many films. He started in Mork and Mindy on television back in the late 70s, and then he went to the big screen, and one of the best movies he ever made was called Good Morning Vietnam.
The silky smooth sound of Aaron Adrian Crow.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me, or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Da Nang. Oh, viva Da Nang. Da Nang me, why don't they get a rope and hang me? Hey, is it a little too early for being that loud? Hey, too late. It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early. Speaking of early, how about that Cro-Magnon, Marty Drywitz? Thank you, Marty, for silky smooth sound. Make me sound like Peggy Lee. This is AFBN, rocking you from the Delta to the DMZ. AFBN, better than AFVD, which means you have to get a quick shot. We're moving on right now. Here's a little riddle for you. What's the difference between the Army and the Cub Scouts? Cub Scouts don't have heavy artillery. Talking out the field today. Hi, what's your name? My name's Bob Fibber. Bob, what do? I'm in artillery. Thank you, Bob. Can we play anything for you? Anything! Just play it loud, okay?
And who gave anyone permission to program modern music?
Freddie and the Dreamers.
The wrong speed. We've got it on the wrong speed. For those of you who are recovering from a hangover, that's going to sound just right.
Let's pull it right back down again. Let's try a little faster, see if that picks it up a little bit. Let's get up on 17. Those pilots are going right now. I really like the music. I really like the music. Oh, still a bad song. Hey, wait a minute. Let's try something. Let's play this backwards and see if it gets any better. Look, this new vip, Freddy is a devil. Look, this new vip, Freddy is a devil. Picture a man going on a journey beyond sight and sound. He's left Crete. He's entered the demilitarized zone. All right. Hey, what is this demilitarized zone? What do they mean, police action? Sounds like a couple of cops in Brooklyn going, no, she looks pretty to me. Hey, whatever it is, I like it because it gets you on your toes better than a strong cup of cappuccino. What is a demilitarized zone? Sounds like something out of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, no, don't go in there.
Scenes from the movie back in the early 80s of Good Morning Vietnam, starring, of course, Robin Williams. And as I understand it, he ad-libbed much of that script during that movie. And it was just reported about 55 minutes ago that the body of Robin Williams was cremated one day after his suicide. The ashes scattered along the coast of Marin County in the San Francisco Bay, not far from his home in Tiburon. We'll talk about this. Live in our studio is Becky Cinema. She's going to talk about a little bit about Robin Williams, a little bit about Lauren Bacall, and then we'll take a look at some of the latest movies that have hit the big screen here on Connect With Me. And you are watching us live here at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're on for the full 60 minutes. We'll be here until 11 o'clock. 436-ME-TV. Option 11, Becky Cinema is here today to talk about the life and times of two great actors. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
You can call in because we're live today here on Connect With Me, 436-ME-TV, Option 11, and Becky Cinema is here. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, John.
Okay, so what do you think about what happened? You haven't been here since the death of Robin Williams, of course. And
no.
Very sad. I'm still kind of depressed about it a little. Well, not depressed. I guess saddened is the right term.
Well, I saw him years ago at the Comedy Store. I mean, this is when he was starting his career, really. And his comedy style was really manic. So that was before the expression manic depressive came along. But he would fit into that description perfectly, because if he wasn't on and funny, then he was depressed. And that's part of the reason that probably he took his own life.
He was wired a completely different way than you and I. I mean,
yeah.
He had this smart, quick wit about him.
Yes.
And I guess in order for him to, like you say, continue to be happy in his own mind, he always had to be on, but he couldn't always be on. That's just not possible.
No.
To always be on.
No, it's about a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, an actor, an actress, you're on about, 10%, 20% of the time, maybe?
Well,
I mean, really,
Oh, as a comedian, of course, when I saw him, he was loaded. But, that helps your mind become more facile.
But on meaning that you're on stage performing.
Right.
You're only performing about 10% of the time, really, maybe 20%. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't mean that he wasn't manic also outside of the screen or not
Right.
on the stage.
But when he was performing, I guess that made him forget about his troubles, his depression, his anxiety,
Sure.
his alcoholism.
Well, he's getting the love back from the audience. The audience is laughing, and that's music to the ears of a comedian. So, and also on his movies, even though it's not immediate reward, the movies when they come out, and he got good reviews on most of his films.
I'm sure he was sky high.
Yeah,
after the reviews.
I'm sure he was
because,
too.
Every one of these, I know he starred in we can't mention all the films that he was in, too many of them. We remember Mork and Mindy. That was a funny program. That's how he got his big break on that TV show. But he starred in movies like Popeye, Good Will Hunting, Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire. I never saw Mrs. Doubtfire, even though I heard it's critically acclaimed and everybody loved it. I think he was gonna make a sequel, was he not?
I never heard about it.
Okay, The Fisher King, and of course Good Morning America. Which one of these did you like the best out of all the films?
I thought he did the best job on Good Will Hunting, and that's the one he got the Oscar for. He
was so good in that, wasn't he?
He really was.
Gosh.
He really was. In some of those films, I didn't like him at all because he would do that sappy,
quirky,
smile and a little sad.
But that was him.
Looking. Well, yeah. I mean, that was the way he played it.
Yeah.
So, and there were a lot of critics that didn't like him as an actor. But
Yeah.
I thought that was the one movie he was good in.
Yeah. Now, Lauren Bacall, of course, different time, different era. She died at the age of 89, a day after Robin Williams passed away on August the 12th. And so, you know, what can I say about Lauren Bacall? Before my time, saw her on screen, never saw her in the 1944 film To Have and Have Not with Humphrey Bogart. But what did you think of Lauren Bacall? Versatile,
She was.
complete actor.
Yes, she was. She started acting at 19, and To Have and Have Not with Humphrey Bogart. That's how they met and started a love affair. He was married, and then...
But they ended up getting married.
Yes. they
And
were
then
married.
he died at some point of cancer, I believe.
Yeah, he had lung cancer.
He had lung cancer, something like that. And of course, now I've heard Lauren Bacall described this way by experts, not only on television but on the internet. It said that during her time in the movie, she taught women how to be women and men how to be men. Is that true?
She had a real presence, and
I don't know what that means, though. How do you teach a woman how to be a woman and a man how to be a man?
well, because you want to emulate her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was sexy and beautiful and powerful at the same time. So people admired that and looked at her for what she could teach them.
Do you think that she would have been as powerful and as popular and as well liked without Humphrey Bogart?
It's possible, but that's a lot of her. You know, they identify her with Humphrey Bogart, and they had 2 children together before
Yeah.
he died at 57.
Yeah.
So, and then she went on to go. She went back to the stage after he died. She moved back to New York City, and went on the stage, and then eventually met and married Jason Robards, who was
Yeah.
a famous actor also and stage actor.
You think she was better on stage or on film?
I never saw her on stage, but she certainly got plenty of Tonys, and I don't think she was ever an Oscar winner that I know of. But
I know that I've seen several interviews with Lauren Bacall, and at one point she even talked about she was so nervous on film, on camera with Humphrey Bogart when she first started, that she would hold her head down because her head was shaking. She was so nervous.
yeah.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah, I did. She
Yeah.
was discovered by Slim Hawks, who was married to director Howard Hawks, and said this woman needs to be on the film. And
Yeah.
so then he cast her opposite Humphrey Bogart in To Have and Have Not.
Okay, we're talking with Becky Cinema, and we're talking about Robin Williams and Lauren Bacall, the passing on August the 11th and 12th. Of course, Williams committing suicide on August the 11th, and Lauren Bacall dying at the ripe old age, or young age, of 89 years old in New York City on August the 12th. We're back with our program. You can call in at 436-MeTV option 11 and ask any question you like. And also, hey, we've got a series of movies to look at here. We'll come back in just a moment.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Back here on the program, Connect with me, 436-MeTV option 11. We'll be here until 11 o'clock in the morning and talking about couple of superstars that went to well, I don't know, Lauren Bacall was 89, so I don't know if you can say that she went early, but certainly Robin Williams at the age of 63, too young to die. And I guess before we get into talking about some of the current movies, Becky, you know, it's a problem, not only in Hollywood, it's a problem everywhere. Maybe the focus is more in Hollywood with comedians, actors, stage actors, writers, whoever, with depression, drugs, alcohol. It really is it's a sad thing to see, because careers and lives get cut short.
They do. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on actors and comedians. Comedians especially. My brother was in show business, and he said handling comedians was just the worst, because they're so needy. They want so much attention, and you have to pay that attention to them, or they won't play.
But isn't it also where they get up on this super duper high, not from drugs or alcohol or anything?
Yeah.
I'm talking about super high from the achievement.
Sure.
You know, reaching a lofty goal.
Jim Carrey's a good example.
Okay, and then once you reach that goal and the all the fans and everything goes away, then you come crashing back down to earth.
I suppose. I mean, the only comedian I knew was one that my sister dated, and I wouldn't date one. I mean, they're impossible.
Always that, like you said, always having that need for attention.
Yeah. Really needy.
Yeah. So let's talk about one needy person, James Brown, who obviously has passed away. And there's a movie out about him called Get On Up. And what's that? We got a call coming in? Okay, let's take it right now. We'll talk about this James Brown movie because I'm interested in this. I love James Brown. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. What's your question?
My question is not a question, it's a statement about Robin Williams' death, which is no mention has been made of the fact that he was diagnosed recently with Parkinson's disease, and that he had actually left a note saying, I can't live with this, I can't live with this. I guess he realized the immense impact Parkinson's was going to have on his career, on his life, and on being Robin Williams. So I really think that needs to be mentioned. It wasn't just that he was manic depressive and all of that. I mean, yes, he did have depression.
Yeah.
But the Parkinson's disease. Okay.
We did talk about that. I mentioned that he found out that he had the early stages of Parkinson's. That statement was released by Twitter from his wife, and we talked. It's been widely reported now.
Well, I'm sorry because I must have turned in late. Was it early in the program?
Yeah, I mean, not only on this program, but we didn't break the news here on this program, but it's been widely reported that he had the early stages of Parkinson's. And
yes, I know that, sir, but I did not hear it. I guess I turned in late on your program. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, as long as it got mentioned, that's good. Okay, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, I mean, he was a manic depressive. He was on drugs and alcohol. He fought the good fight for many, many, many years. I guess he lost the battle, one that lost the battle.
Well, one other thing that he also had going against him is he was having huge financial problems because he was divorcing a second wife whom he'd been married to for almost 20 years probably.
Yeah.
So that was going to cost them a lot.
Yeah. Just hate to even think about it. But getting back to James Brown now, there's a new film out, and it's about the life and times of James Brown. And do you want to play the clip first and then talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, let's play the clip. James Brown, it's called Get On Up.
What's wrong, Basil?
You can't play that like you told us. It doesn't work musically.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good. If it sounds good and it feels good, then it's musical.
You're entering a game here where the rules are already set out.
I'm just a street kid from Augusta, Georgia. Now, tell me what you see. Mr. President, I want to go to Vietnam. We got to bring the super heavy funk to the cats over there. Are they shooting at us? They trying to kill James Brown today. You want to go down and hit you as the man that killed the funk? Stop!
There's a woman here. She say she your mama.
My baby playing at the Apollo.
I ain't your baby. Mama! Not then, not now.
I feel good.
I look after James Brown.
I knew that I wouldn't.
No one else helped me.
I knew that I wouldn't.
No one else.
I got you here. When I hit that stage, them people better be ready. Especially the white folk. Hit it!
James Brown, the movie, and he made his headlines at the Apollo in New York.
Yeah.
That's where he gained much of his fame.
Before we talk about that, a caller called a couple of shows ago and asked how come there weren't more film or biopics like this about singers. And so I looked into that, and there's one coming out about Jimi Hendrix, but the estate doesn't necessarily agree to let filmmakers use their music. So what they're doing with Jimi Hendrix is using the music before he was discovered. So there's nothing in there that would touch the estate. And other ones that are going to come up, you know, as long as the family is okay with it or whoever inherits the...
So it all has to do with who has the right to the music.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of ridiculous, don't you think?
Well,
a little bit.
It seems like public domain, but it really isn't.
Yeah. So this guy Chadwick Boseman plays James Brown.
Yes.
I don't know. From the clip I saw, he looked okay.
He did a good job of acting. The problem I had with this film is they didn't take it far enough. James Brown was no saint, and everybody knows it. He was a gun-happy, wife-beating. I mean, you know, one of his wives died under suspicious circumstances. I mean, this man...
Suggesting he killed her? Is that it?
Well, supposedly she died during plastic surgery.
Oh,
but,
okay.
You know, we don't know that. He probably remarried in 2 months, but apparently you can see from the preview that he had mother issues because his mother left him when he was a young boy. So it's the music's great.
Yeah.
That's worth seeing the film for. But as far as a biopic, they didn't go far enough.
Yeah, yeah. Nelson Ellis also stars in this, along with Dan Aykroyd. He's kind of a character in there. What does he play?
He plays his manager.
Okay, he's the manager. All right. So how would you rate this film?
I'd give the film a B- because, I mean, it's fun to see.
Okay.
You want to see the music, and you want to see him perform. And I don't think he's actually doing the dance steps. I think that they're having somebody else do them. But the other guy, Nelson...
Wait a minute. What do you mean somebody else do the dance? You mean like a look-alike?
Body double, yeah.
A double? Doing the dance steps. So you don't think Boseman's doing it?
It shows him doing some of it, but not the splits and then coming back up like...
Because he's just not that well versed. He can't do it, huh?
Well, could you?
Not at my age.
Well, I wouldn't want to. So, anyway.
James Brown could.
Yes, he could.
And he did.
Yeah. Well into his, I mean, he was no kid when he was still doing it.
I know.
So,
I know.
Go see it for the music. If you want a true interpretation of James Brown's life, you're not going to get it from this one.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's it about if it's not about his life? It says Life and Times of James Brown. What's it about then?
It's about his music, mainly. And
just about his music? Nothing about his personal life then?
Well, no, what I'm saying about his personal life is they didn't go deep enough.
I see.
They show him only being married to one wife. Well, he was married 7 times.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also developed this habit with guns. You know, he was on pretty much of a power trip.
Married 7 times?
Uh-huh.
Mickey Rooney was married 8, I believe, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
So he had one to catch up with Mickey Rooney. Anyway, got to take a break here on Connect with Me. We're talking with Becky Cinema. Hey, what do you think about Robin Williams or Lauren Bacall or this new movie out by James Brown? 436-ME-TV, option 11 if you want to call in. And if you do, turn down the sound. We're back in just a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Back here on the show, Connect with Me, 436-ME-TV, option 11. Already reviewed one of the movies called Get On Up with James Brown. He is, of course, a singer who passed away. He was a very famous singer, made his mark at the Apollo Theater in New York City, and rock and roll with James Brown. My goodness, goes back a long way. The next movie we want to talk about is an American comedy film. It's called Wish I Were Here. What's this movie about?
Well, this movie is about, it got rave reviews in the B. It wasn't that clever. It's Zach Braff, who you may know from Scrubs, and he directed another film called Garden State, which was really a successful film. He's a struggling actor, and his wife works, Kate Hudson works to keep him as an actor. And they have 2 children, so he's going to homeschool them. And it shows that, and they're trying to get back to their Jewish roots.
What's so unique about that? I mean, that's commonplace with just about every household. Okay, you're 35, you're trying to find yourself, you're married, you got kids. What am I going to do with my life?
Yeah. Yeah,
isn't that everybody?
Well, that's what I think. That's what brought it down. Why they threw the Jewish, finding the Jewish faith for the kids into it. I mean, that's an honorable thing to do, but it really wasn't that unusual. Like you said, the whole plot.
Yeah.
So, and Zach Braff really didn't pull it off.
Right. Okay. A clip of Wish I Were Here, and you can look at it for yourself and then call in at 436-MeTV, option 11.
You can pick anyone you want, just as long as it's unique and amazing like you.
Boys will remember this time for the rest of their lives. It will shape who they are as men.
We both spent our entire lives wishing we could be something great. And now we're finally called upon to do something that requires some actual bravery.
Welcome to Aston Martin.
Now, kids, it's really about what it sounds like when you floor it from a full stop.
There will be no flooring it from a full stop.
No, sir.
Thank you.
I'm scared.
I know. I want you to jump in. I'm going to be here for you. When we were kids, my brother and I used to pretend that we were heroes, the only ones who could save the day. But maybe we're just the regular people, the ones who get saved.
The movie is called Wish I Were Here, and so this is supposed to be a comedy film on top of everything else? I mean...
A dramedy.
A dramedy.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. Okay. And so you would rate this, what, on a scale from 1 to 10, let's say?
C plus.
A C plus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's
1 to 10? Oh, wait a minute. 1 to 10?
No, it's like a 5.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a 5, right? Yeah. C plus is a 5? I don't know. 4?
Let's see. Well, I can't think about that right now, John. I mean, that's got numbers in it.
It's okay. We got to take a break or no? Not yet. Not yet? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Another film, and of course, now we're going to talk about the passing of yet another great actor in this one here. Philip Seymour Hoffman, of course, died February 2nd of this year, a drug overdose in New York.
Yeah.
We all know that. He starred, though, before he passed away, in a film called A Most Wanted Man. It's kind of a British espionage type film. And is he good in this movie?
He's excellent.
He's good in just about everything, isn't he?
He's always excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's talk that he'll be nominated for an Oscar and possibly win.
Yeah.
So it's a really great film if you can follow espionage, and it's more. He plays a German and trying to get an Iranian out of the country. So.
Right. So, great actor, both in theater and in film. So let's take a look at a clip of A Most Wanted Man starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, who passed away earlier this year. In fact, at the beginning of the year, near February, or on February the 2nd in New York City. Take a look at the film and or a clip of it and see what you think.
You can't do this. I'm a lawyer.
Lawyer, a social worker for terrorists. You've crossed the line. You're on their side now.
I'm frightened. I'm not your spy. Can't do this anymore.
You're my ears and my eyes. I need you. We have a job to do. You're going to help me do it.
Martha Sullivan, U.S. Embassy, Berlin. Dr. Abdullah moves money through a network of Muslim charities, and every time he does, some of it goes missing.
He's moving the money through a shipping company.
He's got a lot of friends here in Berlin.
Watch your back.
The man's tolerant and engaged with the West, but every good man has a little bit of bad, doesn't he? And in Abdullah's case, that little bit just might kill you.
We have 3 hours to apprehend Abdullah and make him ours.
Hello?
What is his role in this film? I'm talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman. What does he do?
He's the German organizer of getting this supposed terrorist out of Germany.
Oh.
And so there are twists and turns, and you don't know who's going to betray whom. So it keeps your attention. It's really an excellent film. Oh. And the way you felt about Robin Williams passing away, that's the way I felt about Philip Seymour Hoffman, because he was so incredibly talented.
Yeah. Okay, talking to Becky Cinema here on Connect With Me today, 436-ME-TV, option 11. We're halfway through the program, got another 30 minutes to go, so call in if you want. Back in a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
If you want to call in and chime in and put your 2 cents in on any of these movies, or talk about Robin Williams or even Philip Seymour Hoffman, just another example of you know, something that can go drastically wrong in Hollywood with you know, careers kind of spinning out of control with either depression or drugs or alcohol. And so this case, another example in this film called A Most Wanted Man, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, that was made last year. He died in February this year. Another movie coming out that's out now, it's by DreamWorks. It's called 100-Foot Journey. Okay.
It's about there's a highly regarded French restaurant. This is in the French countryside. And across the street, this Indian family comes in, East Indian family comes in, and starts their own restaurant. And there's a grudge between Helen Mirren and Puri, is the East Indian older actor's name. And you know what happens, they try to compete against each other, and then they stop competing, and it's all for the better.
Right. So this was filmed on location in Mumbai, was it? In
Oh,
India?
no.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, it
wasn't.
It was in France. I doubt that it was filmed on location in France. It looked like Universal sets to me.
Oh,
or
okay.
you know, or 20th Century Fox. So there was really nothing that showed. They did some wide shots of Paris, but they could easily have shot those separately.
Okay. Take a look at a clip from 100-Foot Journey. It's an American comedy drama.
It's cute. It's
How can it be an American comedy drama if it's based on an Indian family in Mumbai? I don't understand that.
No, they're not in Mumbai.
I know.
They're from
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
From Mumbai, yeah. So anyway, well, you take a look and judge for yourself. Here it is.
In the south of France, her restaurant had no equal.
Last night, we served this. In this restaurant, the cuisine is not an old, tired marriage. It is a passionate affair.
Until one family
Papa, slow down. Stop!
Push! Stirred things up.
I want to buy this restaurant.
Bonjour. This is private property.
Excuse me, do you own this property?
No.
Oh, that means you are trespassing too.
100 feet across the street, the restaurant has a Michelin star. The president of France dines there.
Can Mr. President order murga masala, cooked the way Hassan cooks?
People here don't eat those things.
They have never tried. Now they shall. We open Saturday night, My son is the best Indian chef in Europe. Raise your hand, don't feel shy.
Don't raise your hand.
Raise your hand, Hassan, I'm talking to you. Begin! Yay!
Is it a wedding party over there? A funeral. The death of good taste. If your food is anything like your music, I suggest you turn it down.
I will turn the music down, but I will turn the heat up.
You don't know when enough is enough.
Enough of you!
Papa, relax.
What do you mean relax? Spoil the whole game.
I added some spices.
Why change a recipe that is 200 years old?
Maybe 200 years is long enough.
Doesn't seem like it's my kind of film. I don't think I'm going to go see this one here. I don't know.
Go see Most Wanted Man. I'd give that one an A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay, that's
it's
Philip
an
Seymour
excellent
Hoffman.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one you'd rate how?
I'd say B or B plus. It's a very pleasant film. I mean, there's no intrigue and there's nothing that provokes a lot of deep thought, but it's fun.
Okay. All right. Good morning. You're on Connect with me. Caller, go ahead. Hi, caller.
Hello?
Hey, caller, do you have your TV set up? You have to turn it down.
I can't hear you. Oh my
I
God.
know. Maybe you need to turn
I
your
can't
set
hear
down.
it. It's crazy.
Oh my. Okay. If you do call in, I sound like a broken record. But turn your set down, turn the sound down, because there's a 10-second delay, and you're going to get all kinds of feedback. That's probably why you couldn't hear us. So call back at 436-MeTV option 11. Just turn down the volume, not the old-fashioned style. Do it with a remote. Back in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Okay, obviously, got a problem with the phone situation there. 436-MeTV option 11 with that last caller that called in. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you had your sound up or if you were in a noisy area, someplace where you couldn't hear. Do call back. We entertain phone calls here, and we want you to call in and tell us what you think about some of these movies or the show or anything else. Okay, Life Itself, a documentary about Roger Ebert. Of course, we all know who Roger Ebert was. Film critic, he was a journalist, he was a screenwriter. You know, his columns appeared all over the country, all over the world, some 200 newspapers, I think, around the world. Yeah. But we all knew him from television, being a critic, kind of like you. He did what you do.
Yeah, he did, with Gene Siskel.
He also published about 20 books. He died last year. And so this movie is about his life.
It's about his life, how he got started. He was always interested in working for a newspaper, and then he got the assignment to be a movie critic. So it shows him going through that, and he was an excellent writer and Pulitzer Prize winner. So there was a lot of material on him. It goes into his final months. I saw him with his wife at Telluride Film Festival. In fact, I saw him a couple times. But
how do you look when you saw him?
He looked fine when I saw him. I think he stopped traveling when he got so ill that his jaw was taken away.
Was he a smoker?
No,
He wasn't.
It was not from smoking. It was, he had cancer somewhere else in his body, and for some reason it went into his jaw.
It went into his jaw.
So
yes,
it was pretty painful to watch him.
Horrific.
Because he's got this just hanging flesh.
I know.
So you can see his bandage underneath it.
I know. And he was so talented. Why did people respect him across the globe for being a critic of film? Why? I mean, because everybody, you stop and think about it. You have an opinion, I have an opinion, you have an opinion. Why was his opinion so valued?
Because he was so informed about film. Once you see a lot of films, and I'm guessing that he saw at least 200 or 300 films a year, Once you see films, that's really the only way to educate yourself about how films work. And he wrote very eloquently about it.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at a clip from Life itself, The Life and Times, a documentary about Roger Ebert's life.
Brilliant, weird, and unusual American documentary films I've seen in a long time.
Roger Ebert was the definitive mainstream film critic in American cinema.
He has been writing for half of the history of feature films. Roger was a mature writer early on.
He's written over a dozen books.
He wrote a novel.
He won a Pulitzer Prize.
How on earth did Roger Ebert write Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
Boobs.
Beyond the Valley. You know, this is a title.
Roger was good at dishing, but he also could take it. He is a nice guy, but he's not that nice.
It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, and we've got 3 new ones. Sound a little excited, Gene. Sound less excited, Roger.
Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel were the most powerful critics of all time.
The perfect matching of opposites.
Even though Roger wrote Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, Gene lived the life.
These were towering figures clashing.
It was, I'm going to crush you.
You give Benji the Hunter a positive review.
That's totally unfair because you realize
they almost didn't care what anyone else thought as long as they could try to persuade the other.
Siskel and Ebert was on syndicated television for a very, very long time. Let's take a call here. Good morning. Your caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, John. I was calling to ask if Robin Williams, did he have a new movie coming out?
I heard that he did, but I don't remember.
Oh, I see. I saw him. I've been watching him since Mork and Mindy, and I thought he was a tremendous actor, and I was very saddened by his loss because I have a brother that has Parkinson's, and it's very sad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very sad, and I was very sad to hear that was part of the cause of him taking his life because he was a great person.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of speculating now, of course, from the tweet that was sent out by his wife, saying that he had the early stages of Parkinson's. So we can only sit here and speculate is all we can do as to maybe that was the reason. But he had all sorts of other problems too that he'd been battling for years and years and years. But what did you like specifically about Williams? Just asking you.
Just any of his performances. I always thought he was so great at what he did. Mrs. Doubtfire was my favorite movie that he ever did.
Yeah.
But I just thought he was a great person, a great actor. You know, I just thought he was great.
Yeah, I did too.
And he'll be greatly missed.
He will be, no question.
He will be. And thank you very much, John, for the show that you put on and give people a chance to put in their 2 cents.
Hey, you can put in your 2 cents here any time that you feel like it. Call in at 436-MeTV option 11, a good call. And so getting back to Roger Ebert and what made him so good, I mean, I remember watching Siskel and Ebert all the time because they were on syndicated TV. It seemed like forever. I don't know how long they were on, but that was a popular show.
Yeah, very much.
And could a guy like Siskel or Ebert, could they make or break someone's career in Hollywood?
They could certainly boost a film, excuse me, if they both gave it the thumbs up. Now, they were the first ones to ever bring movie reviews to television.
Yeah.
Before that, it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And whereas Ebert was very erudite and extremely well learned, Gene Siskel was not that clever. I mean, he was not a good writer. But what caused the end of that show is that Gene Siskel died at 53.
Yeah.
So.
So could these two guys, specifically Ebert, could he bring a film down if he gave it the thumbs down? Could he just single-handedly say, hey, you know, that movie stunk, don't go see it, and then could it have a drastic effect on that film? Well,
if you watched it, did they give you an idea about the film? Did you feel one way or the other? Okay, in that case, I'm not going to go see it, or in that case, I'm going to see it.
For the most part, I wanted to see it for myself to see if what he was saying was true, but a lot of people are influenced by critics.
I was.
Yeah.
I figured if Ebert liked it, then it was good.
But I'm wondering if he could have an effect on the box office.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, talking to Becky Cinema here, 436-MeTV, option 11. If you decide to call in turn down the sound so we can hear you. I know there's that 10-second delay and things are kind of weird. You know, they get kind of weirded out when you leave the sound up. But just call in, put in your 2 cents. Back in a moment.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Back here on the program talking about the life and times of Robin Williams, Lauren Bacall, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Roger Ebert. All these people are gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's sad. We're talking about death and destruction here on the show today, in addition to films. But one other great film that you want to talk about, and it's been around since, what, before I was born, maybe? I don't know.
1940.
When was it? 1940, yeah, yeah. 50 years before I was born. A long time.
Real? Is that right, John?
So I want to take a look at a clip of this, and people out there in the audience that, you know, many of you watch Me TV, you know, you're my age, so maybe you kind of remember watching this film as a kid, or maybe not. Grapes of Wrath. And take a look, and then maybe call in and comment.
Sweeping across the country comes one of the great literary achievements of our time. A human, revealing, soul-stirring story that instantly becomes the most discussed novel of modern literature, The Grapes of Wrath.
The Grapes of Wrath, please. I'll have to put you on the waiting list. We've never had such a demand for a book. Do you have a copy of Grapes of Wrath?
Sorry, we're all sold out.
Yes, The Grapes of Wrath. Well, send me as many copies as you can. I can't supply the demand.
The Grapes of Wrath, 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 the Grapes of Wrath. As sales skyrocket, The Grapes of Wrath becomes the book of the nation. Everyone, everywhere, joins in the discussion of its vital problems. Due to this unprecedented popularity, producers vie for the motion picture rights. And finally, 20th Century Fox announces the purchase of the book and plans for its immediate production. A storm of discussion arouses the nation. Speculation and rumor are rife to the effect that no producer will venture to film this great dramatic masterpiece of human hearts. Darrell F. Zanuck, production head of 20th Century Fox Studios, emphatically announces that The Grapes of Wrath will be made.
All right, Grapes of Wrath, what do you think? Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Caller?
Yes, hello?
Hi, you have to turn down the sound on your TV set, please.
I just did.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Bud. I like the program very much. And you're talking about Robin Williams?
Yeah. Hey, are you? Let me ask you a question. Are you on speakerphone?
Yes.
Got to get off speaker. We can't hear you that well. Got to get on that phone, on that hard line. Go ahead and pick up the receiver. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
There's a movie he made called Jumanji. Jumanji.
Yeah. Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
I've got a game that came out with that with him in it.
Yep, my kids have it too. I know, it's called Jumanji.
And he was a very, very good actor.
I've always liked him.
I was in Vietnam myself, and but I think he's done a very good job on it. And the host, she's quite a lady. I like the way she talks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you
know, that movie Jumanji. When did that come out?
I don't know when it came out, but I mean, I've seen it 2 or 3 times with my kids. A great movie. Yeah. Another great movie. Typical Robin Williams movie. Hey, I appreciate the phone call. And tell your wife back there. We heard her asking the questions. Tell her we said hi.
Okay, she's hi. Okay. Well,
all right.
well,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. And both husband and wife there, looks like they sitting back and enjoying the show. So they wanted to call in. And hello to you and your wife. Hope you have a good day. So what do you think about Grapes of Wrath?
If you have seen it lately, I would encourage people to go and see it. It was especially controversial because it's set here in the Valley. In fact, none of Kern County would sell the book to anyone.
Because?
Well, the ending is pretty controversial, and they don't use the same ending in the actual film. It's kind of funny to see the preview from 1940. It's about the Dust Bowlers coming out and the treatment that the citizens of the valley gave to what they termed the Okies, regardless of where they were from. It's really an excellent film, and Henry Fonda is so good, and everybody is in the cast.
And the focus of the film is what? What's the message that comes out of it?
Well, the message that comes out of it is that here are these struggling people, and they get taken advantage of once they get to California. They think they're going to make money and they'll be able to feed their families, and they get paid a certain amount. They're quoted a certain amount, and then they cut their wages, and then they can only buy food from the company store, and it's an exorbitant wage. And in fact, John Ford, who was a director, didn't believe John Steinbeck when he described how awful these camps were that these people stayed in. So he went out and looked at them himself.
Yep.
And they were worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Steinbeck looked at them and went out and looked at the camps?
Well, Steinbeck wrote it.
Right.
But he didn't.
But he himself went out to the camps to see the conditions.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was well versed in everything that he wrote.
What made this film so critically acclaimed, in your opinion?
It's just an excellent story. It's told well. One of the things...
The writing, the directing, all black and white.
All of it is just perfect. And one of the things John Ford demanded is that no one wear makeup or perfume.
Okay. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Good morning. On a side note for the Grapes of Wrath, from a young age here in the Valley, it was added to our curriculum at school because of the cultural shock of seeing the underside of poverty.
Yeah.
And also, what do you think about this? How sinister the role what Robin Williams played in 1 Hour Photo? It was, I guess, a psychological thriller.
Go ahead.
I didn't understand that question.
What did you think about 1 Hour Photo, where he played a sinister villain?
Oh, I never saw that.
Never saw the film, yeah. So did you learn about Grapes of Wrath? Did you learn about the film in school?
Both. I had to read it and watch it, and I even studied it into college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you read the book and saw the movie then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was...
was it mandatory?
Obviously... Was it a romance?
Was it mandatory at the time?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let me ask you one question about that, too. Do you not agree that the ending was different than the ending in the film?
You know, I don't really recall.
Okay.
It's just been a long time. I do know there were certain things in it that were considered taboo.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But without giving it away for those who haven't read or seen, I just remember it being very, very touching and yet sad.
Yes. It was, but it's an excellent film.
So you brought up 1 Hour Photo, so what'd you think of that?
Creepy.
What's that?
Chilling. It was creepy and chilling.
Oh, okay. All right.
This gentleman would go and he would, if I remember correctly, he would pick out video or pictures and make up stories around them.
Okay. All right. Well, a very pleasant phone call. Thank you for calling in. I didn't know that was required or mandatory reading and viewing at that time. I guess, I don't know how old she is, but I'm not sure what year that was. It wasn't, not when I went to school, it wasn't.
It was when I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, you're 12 years old. That's why it wasn't. No, I'm kidding.
It's an excellent book.
Yeah.
It's an excellent book. And
I haven't seen the film in ages, but I mean,
refresh your memory on it.
Hard to recollect exactly what was in there because it's been so long since I've seen it. I mean, I think I saw it when I was a kid. Saw it with my parents.
In 1940?
No. After that, 1940. My parents weren't even married in 1940.
Really?
They hadn't even met in 1940. No. Anyway, we're back here on Connect with Me, 436-ME-TV, option 11. I mean, gosh, look at me. Do I look that old? Back in a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
You know, we're going to have Jim Iovino. He is the superintendent of county schools here on the program in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to ask him about some of the required stuff that's in schools now, because my kids are so opposed to this Common Core thing. And I don't even understand what it is totally. I mean, I've read so many things about it. But you know what they should make mandatory is the attack on America, 9/11. I wonder if why that's not mandatory. Why isn't that mandatory?
Maybe it is.
I don't know. It should be.
There's no classic book about it.
I mean, World War I, World War II, the attack on America, Vietnam. These should all be mandatory in school. Instead, they're doing Common Core. I don't even know what that is.
I don't.
My kids hate it too.
Well, anyway,
Grapes of Wrath.
Yes.
Maybe they should go back to that being mandatory.
Well,
it's a history of California.
Yeah, I think it's timeless because it shows man's inhumanity to man and how they try to overcome that. So see it if you can, or read it.
Ridiculous things they have now in school that are required. Like I don't even want to get into it. Anyway,
Valley of the Dolls.
So this thing, Grapes of Wrath. Now that was rated. It's got to be one of the top in the top. What's the where are they?
It's number 23 and
number 20. How could it be 20? It should be up there at the top somewhere.
I agree. They've got a lot of films.
What's number 1?
We did that last time. Citizen Kane.
But I forgot. Citizen Kane. That's right. Number 1. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
but I would put those like 1 and 2 or 3 at least. Grapes of Wrath.
I put it in the top 10 definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas there's some in here that I don't even think belong in.
Yeah. So I just want to mention to our viewers that every time you come on now, we're going to kind of review one of these old films that are in the top 100, I believe.
Yes.
One of the all top 100 greatest films of all time. Did we talk about Citizen Kane last time?
Yes.
I can't remember. Well, don't look at me that way. I mean, I can't remember.
No, we did.
I have a busy life, Becky. I mean, besides...
Yeah, really? Is that right? Oh, okay.
You know, thinking about what the top 100 films are, but no, it's important. But I did like Citizen Kane.
Okay.
Yeah, saw it.
Yeah,
so,
it remains number 1. It has been for years.
Yeah, and Grapes of Wrath, obviously, you know, I mean, this was shot in 1940. Think of the cameras in 1940 and the film and how long it took the process and then the editing and the sound and everything was completely different than it is now. And it's still in the top 20, 22.
Well,
and the
23.
acting, and the acting. And yeah, the actors, there were no special effects back in those days like we have now.
No, and this movie wouldn't require it either. But Henry Fonda is really the only known name that's in the film.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that you don't have to have special effects.
That's
it's
right.
the story.
My point always
It's the story.
If a movie is made, it's got to have a story. You can't just make it and put special effects in it and call it a film.
Yeah. Talk to your buddy Tom Cruise about that, okay?
He's not my buddy.
Joke.
He's not.
Joke.
No.
Right. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you, Becky Cinema, for being here. We'll be here with her next month. We're going to be back here tomorrow on Connect with Me, talking about other things, my friends. It'll inspire you to call in at 436-ME-TV option 11. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.